Hey gang, Scott here. Yeah, it's been a minute since my last video. A good reason for that. I have been heads down working on a new video course. A little bit early for me to share all the details, but coming up for a little bit of air. And I was working on a photo from my backlog, a very foggy type of image that is going to be good for a high key look. I thought, great, let me turn on the camera and do a live edit. Live in air quotes because I'm not live streaming, but what I am doing is showing you start to finish the entire process, bumps, bruises, switchbacks, all that stuff all along. I haven't done anything to the image. Turn on the camera. We're going to go through it together now. So let's go ahead and dive in. This photo here, a very foggy morning. This is the Coronado Bay, the Coronado Bridge in the background. And yeah, this is, when you look at this, it's kind of meh. It's pretty sad actually, but when I'm thinking about the finished product, I'm thinking about a black and white, I'm thinking about high key. There is just, looking at that histogram, there's just a whole ton of middle gray. We get that stretched out. We really lean into the fog and make that all bright and just let that disappear. I think this has got some good stuff going for it. First thing going to do is just some simple retouches. This little thing over here, the one bird in the water, and this little squiggle at the edge. I don't need those. Just get rid of them with the generative AI. I'm tending to use that more and more, even when something like this this duck probably would have been okay with a spot removal. All right, that's good. And let's do a 16:9 crop because this will be a little tighter. We'll put the boat in the center. As far as the horizon line, hard to see. It is kind of out there. I'm doing an ever so slight rotation. That feels good. All right. First up, hit auto, stretch that histogram out, and that's all fine. I don't care about the color as much, but let's do a little more contrast work. Maybe open up the exposure a little more because I know I'm going to lean into that brightness. Not going to touch a thing with texture or clarity. And haze, I might actually add haze. So I'm taking this in the negative direction, leaning into that fog. I'm going to make this much more ethereal type of shot. And this is going to be the subject, this boat here. These are almost kind of like lines, but really this is where the eye is going to get drawn. All right, now for changing the camera profile. I said black and white. I've been working on a set of black and white, effectively profiles here. And I have some that are high key. I'm just going to kind of hover over them as I go around. That one was, that's nice. 5, 2. This one's good. That's a really nice starting look for it. And finishing off with globals. Using the tone curve, let's pick like the seam of the wood. I'm going to guess that's a wood or whatever colored painting that is there on the side of the boat. Darken that a little bit, but then everything else, get that arrow back there again. Everything else, kind of like the middle grays on up, bring those back up. So really leaning into the high key there. And the only things that are going to jump out are these, these very darker tones, whether this is the sails or woodwork or just a handful of shadow that's out there. Final bit, black and white mix, go ahead and hit that. I don't expect to see much change because I suspect if I hover over things, everything is basically blue. There was a little bit of aqua somewhere out there. There is just no color to be had in the photo. So quick check for the globals here. Before, oh, that was weird. Not sure what happened with that. My before and after didn't really work. Well, how about I do this? If I reset, this is where we were before, and then I undo all of that after. Okay, that's showing us where we've gotten to. Now I want to move on to masking. There's really only going to be a handful of adjustments that are going to be needed. Target in on that center ship there. And this, thinking ahead, this might be one of the rare occasions I'll use I'll call it reverse vignette with, brighter edges, like, 1980s type of wedding photo kind of thing. But I think it could work well for this image. Let's keep going here into masking. So first up is our central subject, and I'll hit landscape. I doubt this is going to find anything other than, if it finds a sky, amazing. It'll find water. That'll probably be about it. Yeah, water, and sky. Yeah, that's not going to help us. I need to work with objects. And so first object is going to be this boat. So nice box over that. And Lightroom should do a pretty darn good job of finding it. Good. I want to get a couple more objects in here. Like these boats here. Let's get a little aggressive. I'll try those two. Ooh, that didn't work out as I liked. So let's not do that and be less aggressive with each object. So where's my select objects? We'll start with that one. Much better. And then this one. And the reason I'm choosing like boats that are a little bit closer to the camera, that's probably not going to matter too much when I think about the adjustments I make. And then maybe maybe these two out here. Let's go for it and see if I can get those two. Not the best. So I'm gonna have to keep being less aggressive. I suppose I could be a little more specific and use the kind of the paintbrush to paint over that object. So give me that boat right there. Thank you. And one more. Give me like this boat right here along with its mast, like that kind of thing. How'd you do with that one, Lightroom? Not good. I'm going to just ditch it and not worry about it. If I need to get a little more, well, I shouldn't say I won't worry about it. Like I said, this is the live edit. This is where you get, you know, all of the mistakes or the switchbacks that happen. That's good. What do I want out of this? You know, what was the whole point of all this? Is to get into effects, add clarity. So I'm going to push it hard so you can see there's going to be a jump. There's some jump on those. Some texture. And tone, really not going to touch that. But why did I go to the trouble of getting these particular objects selected? Is really for the next step. Let me put this back as the color overlay. Ooh, accidentally hit my exposure slider. So, you know, why did I go to the trouble of getting these things selected? It's so I can duplicate and invert. And the reason for that is I want to raise exposure a little bit. And with, effects, a little more haze. I said I'm leaning in hard into this faded look. As a matter of fact, let's do another one with a linear gradient. And this thing leading right up in here. Clarity, come down. Texture, come down. A little more haze. And maybe open up shadows a little bit. So this is just even further softening that foreground. And the finishing touch, the reverse vignette, I think it's going to work. We're going to give it a try here. This is a rarity for me, but I think it's going to work good here. Let's do this. Maybe something like that. Fade it out a little bit. Maybe tighten that feather back in. All right, invert that. And then taking the exposure slider to the right. And maybe once again, I keep going to detail. I should stay in effects. Once again, leaning into the haze. So let's look at those masks. Before the masks and then after. You know, it just makes that particular boat jump out. Very calm scene. And I like the end result. I think this is a good example of when fog gets everything in those middle grays. Think black and white, think high key, and really lean into the fact that fog is doing a lot of the work for you in simplifying the scene and giving it this soft, airy feel. Take advantage of it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. You got questions, drop them below. And until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Have fun.